basically just gonna go over how to find supply and demand. The way that I do it is gonna be really simple. Thanks for joining, and yeah, I'm gonna pre-record this session, and you guys will be able to find it on YouTube also. So we're gonna go over of the areas of how do I find my bounces and resistance, my support and supply and demand, all that good shit, right? So basically, what the market is made out of is just price levels, and you want to be able to identify where on these prices there are there sellers and buyers, right? That's what we do as a technical analyst. We want to be able to find out that. So basically, the whole thing just does this, right? It just bounces off support. That's the whole market. We have a bunch of resistance support, right? A bunch of levels coming in and out. Something like this. So once you hit, whoa, what's up, man? So yeah, after this, you see this bouncing off. That's the whole point of the market. It breaks off, gets your new type of resistance, it breaks over, and it just starts doing this. That's the whole point of the market. I'm also recording this for YouTube so you guys can know. I'm gonna have it there saved, just in case you guys want to see it. Then you guys want to see it later. There's a resistance, right? So all this was resistance before. There was all resistance. So as soon as it breaks over the resistance, it becomes supply. These are where buyers are in control. I mean supply, demand, sorry about that. I'm reading something else. So then this was our demand, right? Support, resistance, which is supply. So you can name it whatever you guys want. Just know that this is support because it's supporting the level, right? It's supporting bulls to bring price up. Support, resistance here. So then this resistance, since it broke out, that means that once the price has been beaten down, which is basically that's what it just did here, right? As shown in an example, this resistance became now support, and it just keeps going up and down. So what I want to identify on the bigger time frame is basically finding out where are these areas of support and resistance, the big major levels, which is we're gonna find them either on the weekly or the daily. What I like starting off is trying to see on the weekly if I see anything good. Sometimes on the weekly you can see a super simple level, and remember the way you find these is by having more touches, and you want to find something that does similar to this, right? And you could tell right around here at 156.59 there's one area. So you could do it however you guys want. I just have normal, I call them major levels, because I know that the top side is always going to be resistance, right? So I would have this, have another one there, right on top of this area, where you can see that it's just jumping up and down. Same thing here, and one more there. Just to keep it simple, you guys saw how it is. It's just breaking off and breaking down all the time. Every time it does a little touch around this area, which is right around here, right, it breaks it and it comes back up, and bulls are in control. Bulls are in control on this area, and that's what it does. Every time it goes to that 156.59, it tends to do what? It wants to bring the price all the way back here, which it was rejecting for a while back 2 years ago. Right here, the 240.37. 240.37 is the area that we find resistance. Once it broke out, guess what? This became control. Remember how I said if this was red and this was green, if you want to color them like that, you can see it that buyers were coming in here to hold, and then sellers were right there, so they got out of it, and now buyers came in control, right? Bulls came in and took over control of the bear area. So now these are where the bulls are at, and now this will be resistance now. And we're just trying to find the levels that we see what's best, right? Whatever seems more easier to the eye, just on the bigger time frame. This will be the weekly. So as soon as you see that, you start noticing, okay, this is your demand area, demand now, supply. And so far I want to see where are we right now. Right now we're right at demand zone, right? This is why I wanted to catch calls the whole time, because I could see a potential move back up to that 243. I don't know when. I would never know when. I could tell you it could hit there, but it could happen tomorrow. It could happen in the next month or so, but we don't know that. So besides that, once we start seeing where we find our buyers, right, this is what we want first. Now we start seeing, okay, what happened here, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are noticing what's happening besides this area. This is a little false breakout, but we could add another level, right? We could add another level of support of support here, right? So your demand, and basically at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this where you have your demand zone, right? This is all full of demand. There's buyers around this whole section from 156 and 132. So you have something like this just to see, okay, what's going on, right? Not bad, not too, it looks pretty easy, simple chart. So now what you could do is go to the daily, and we want to find out what else do we see, right? So now on the daily, I want you guys to choose a different color, which is exactly what I do. I start using either a white line again, but a dashes or something else. So far I see one here, right? We're seeing what's happening inside this area. It's consolidating. Consolidating basically means it's just jumping up and down in the same range. That's all it's basically doing here. Up, down, you see that? It's hitting this area, hitting this area. Sellers and buyers coming in. So what you want to do here is probably just put it as another major level, have a different color, something that actually makes you remember what happened in the bigger time frame. Because if it has a bigger time frame, bigger resistance, a bigger support, that means once it breaks, it's gonna really go crazy, you know, it's gonna have a big move. So now we cap this as a purple. We want it purple levels, and then we find another one here, right? Just simple, super simple. Try to fix it to see where it's at. Exactly, we're probably at around the resistance at 184, right? Let's try to keep it as clean as possible. Let's just finding the daily. We see all of these levels, more and more there. You see, we just keep going up and down. There's no need for you to go. You could go all the way as far back as you guys want, if you really want to, but in reality, look how these levels match up to the past also. And it'll be the same thing. As soon as it breaks, it bounces off, it holds this area at 183.42. It goes all the way back to 261, right? And then it holds this area of support and comes back up and down. Just keeps doing this until it holds a new range. So that's going to the daily. So we start off on the weekly to see what were our both levels, and now we see that daily area, right? So we could do, I really don't do the rest on the top, but you can, which would be super simple. Just finding the same thing as support resistance. So you can see that right there also. One more there. You can see how it's holding off, consolidating around this area. This is the daily, and just keep doing that super quick. See that? You can have these purple or whatever the color you guys have. I have it white, but I'm just showing you the major levels that I have. So then after this, we go to the 4 hour, and you want to see how it matches. Look how it's going in and out of those levels, right? So now in my head, I already know that those major levels are the big levels that if it does break, every time, if you notice, if it hits out of the major level, which is this purple line, this demand, I call it major level also. Just know that I have it a different color, just to see that that's the bigger time frame, and this is the other secondary bigger time frame, which is the daily. So as of now, you can start noticing that this area at 172.98, that's exactly where it's rejecting right now, right? It's rejecting, and every time it passes these levels on the daily that we charted, you can see that every time that it breaks, either to the downside or to the upside, we see buyers coming in, right? So how do you figure out where are the buyers at? Just like seeing on this area, you see that, okay, so the downtrend is coming, obviously it's coming down, right? You see that buyers held at this position around March 8. You can see the date at the bottom. March 7, March 8, the 6th also. So when it came back here, you expect a bounce because you saw that buyers were already holding this area, and that's exactly what it did. So what do you see here when it broke down? Sellers came in position and took control, right? Sellers were bringing the price down as soon as it came below that 203.09. Came back down, and then as soon as it broke, it tried to hold right for that retouch, and it showed you, okay, now we're in support. As soon as it broke down, it's the same thing. So now you know why I use those big levels, those monthly levels, those daily levels and the weekly, because at least I know that around this range it could pop up and down, and we have the daily levels to show us the breaks, right? The levels that are going to be holding. So far, look at Meta, how Meta is doing. Meta is just holding this range from 172 all the way to 156, right? How do we find the inner levels, which is basically the levels that we want to see for entries, for target profit targets, my bad, and our levels for bounces? you want to check the smaller time frame, which right now you can see I'm straight out on the 4 hour. On the daily is where I first started with the major levels, right? Major levels. We went through the weekly first to see, and then the major to find the other ones. You want to have them color coded and remember what you're doing. That's why I have these green and red, right? Solid supply and demand. And the major levels have them purple or white. I have them white solid levels, and then I have them white clear. But this is a good charting session for you guys to see, to know your color codings. And then I have these sticker also. So okay, let's go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour, you see what happened there. So now we check the 5 minute, which was today, right? Look what happened yesterday when I called out puts and calls on the market. Yesterday I entered puts around this area. It didn't hold that major level, and this is where exactly where I got in. I got in, and you could expect the price to keep getting lower, and it did go lower, right? It went lower and it's holding this area now. That's what you find on the 4 hour. That area that I found right there, that's where you find on the 4 hour. So now look how the 4 hour looks. We're on the 4 hour, and you see that on this section it's holding off, right? And look what happens. Sellers came in, pushed it down. Buyers held it, they broke out, came back up, right? Buyers came in there, and they're also holding the price. Sellers, buyers, buyers. So far as the sellers and buyers are on this area. So this will be one of your key levels. Key level will be there. Just so you know that this is one of the levels that it's really gonna either break or go above. So far, this is why I called the bounce earlier. Exact same thing. You see that? There's a reason why I called the bounce. Obviously, I didn't swing. I wanted to swing, but tomorrow we have CPI data, right? So now you see why I called the bounce. I called the bounce here on Meta and ended up going good. I also called it on the Discord, and I called it out on Instagram so you guys can see. I re-entered Meta. I entered it twice. I entered this twice. See that key level 167? I have it as a solid level, solid line, and that's what I entered. The first time we made money off of it, and then again also we got in for the second time an hour later when it came back to retouch, and it was just a 20% move. So the whole day at the end, I know that below 166 I should have gotten a bigger swing, but I know that tomorrow we have CPI, so it's more of a risky trade, right? So this is what I do have. Since I'm watching this day, I do have this. I have it this color, a solid level. So just don't try to do all these levels crazy, because I know it's gonna start looking like this and you're gonna get confused. Try to keep it as minimal as possible, especially if you're day trading. Try to keep it as minimal as possible, especially right here, right? All you need to look at right now is probably this range around this whole section from here to here. You want to look at this because you want to trade what's going on, right? You want to see if it breaks that 172. You know you can have a solid level there, also a solid line for the key level, to know that if it breaks around this range, it'll pop up, right? If we find one on the 4 hour, so you will not get confused of what's going on, like how many levels, candles, and this and that. Just keep it as simple as you can. Just like this, I know that this is holding, so I have a solid. So what would happen if it breaks below this one, right? Checking the 4 hour, you could see that the next level that it tends to come down, right? Just by looking at the entries, you could straight out see how this breaks down, right? It breaks down below that area, the same key level that we found right there. Look, 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4. See, there's so many times. Every time it goes below, it tends to come back around here. That 160.48. See, 160.48 has holding. 1, 2, 3. Buyers come in. Buyers come in. Buyers come in. Buyers came in. So those are big levels. You have that 160.48 and that 166.52, and then for the top side, we have this right here at 175, which is where we have a little gap, right? One more there. One more there, that major level. So for you not to kind of be like, oh shit, like this is another level. Remember, once it breaks this major level, it tries to go to the next one. So don't try to get blindly over these. If you want, change them with different colors, you won't get confused. For me, I just have them like this because I'm trading during the day. I already know that once it breaks this major level, it's gonna try to hit that 184, and a lot of people get scared because they have a solid level. So like I said, to me, I have it like that because I really don't care about it, or have it on a dash, you know, have it on a dash. I should know that this is a nice range that is gonna break out because that's what it did last time. And though that's only 4 that I find, look, that's only a couple levels that I see. That one, and then probably over here at 181. And then more at the top side, look, let's start fighting now above the major level. When it breaks, what does it do? It tends to come back here, right? You see buyers came in, sellers came in also. Then at the end you have this chart. This chart. If you want, another strategy that I did have is you could have these as dashes, solid dashes, right? And then the next levels that we're gonna find, you can have them smaller. Just have them like that, probably like a little 1 pixel like this, so it won't look so, like, I guess, solid. Let's just try that for you guys, because I don't want to get you guys confused. This will be the simpler task. This is what I taught my students how to do it, so they won't have it too mixed up. Just keep it like this, because we still got one more level to find, right? So look, so overall your chart's gonna look like this. It doesn't look that bad. Why? Because we find major level, which is demand, and then it comes from demand. We still have another demand zone here, which was before, right? That was our old major level on the weekly, our big ass demand, right? Where it broke out and it held position. So you can have this now red, right? Because we're still below it. So this will be red, and we have all this. So far it looks like, oh shit, we have a lot of things, but you know that once it goes through one major level, it's gonna try to reach to the next one. And just so you guys can see it more clearly, I'm gonna take all of this. Just by having these charts, it's gonna do this. If it breaks this major level, it's gonna try to do this around here. And that's why we have those other levels inside there. Those are gonna block us. So we need to know what's gonna pull us down or bring us up. Once it comes through here, it's gonna try to do this. Once it comes through here, it's gonna try to do this. See what I mean? Just know that once it breaks, you're gonna have all those big moves, and there's a big area right here. So look at this. So now, see, we're confused. Like I said, imagine this was just this. I know that people have questions after, and it kind of gets like, oh shit, look, you see? It's not that crazy. That's why I have those levels. But just know that at the end of the day, this is gonna reach all the way up here. How do we know? Because it has been doing that for the past times. See that? It's been doing that for the past times. The only thing we're finding is what prices and levels are we getting rejected off. What's gonna block us from going all the way up here? That's what we're trying to do. And obviously we want to find the bigger moves. And if you're working or you're a swing trader, or you don't want to trade these these aren't even that many levels yet, but you could just wait. Okay, maybe you want to wait all the way. You could buy a call here from 157.08 all the way to 172 and 180 calls, right? But the point is that you got to remember, look how long does it take, because it's a bigger range. You could probably take up to like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, because it's the weekly. We're finding these levels in the weekly, so that's why you gotta know that's gonna take a while, a week or 2 weeks for a swing from here to there, and then from here to here maybe another week, from here to here another week. As you can see how it works out. Look how many days till it reach the top. 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days to the bottom, 4 or 5 days to the top, 4 or 5 days. You see that? 4 to 5 days, 4 to 5 days, 4 to 5 days by candlestick, because I'm in the daily now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 candles to reach up, and then probably another 6 to go down. That's where it ranges. So far you can see that it's holding this key level. So now we found the 4 hour, and we see what's going on. So how do we find the rest? We go to the 1 hour. Besides that, I do not really go any lower, because I start noticing levels that are on here. And this is where your key levels come in. Again, these already are your key levels, but now you want to find your targets. As of your targets, what I start using here are the daily levels from pre-market highs and lows from the day before. So you guys can see here that my shaded area, where it's shaded, this is pre-market after hours. where it's dark, that's my when the market opens. So yesterday when I did a YouTube video and explained of how I got this area, I could go back in time, look, so you can see, let's say right there, right? So how I found this area, I noticed that on this level, it was holding off. Something was happening here, right? Right there, look. So I'll put that key level also and have a different color. You see what I mean? Have a different color, more smaller, and you can identify the difference. So you can have that one there. You can see, you find the same thing. Look, from there to there, from here to the top, right? And maybe this wicks because they look like they're rejecting something, and that's it. A couple levels, not too many. We go to the downside. If it breaks below, we see obviously on these candle closures. Right there on the probably like what, like 4 days ago, you can see that it bounced off there, right? One more there. We could also see this area here, right? This another one here when the market closed, right there. And that's the ones that I see now, and then also right here. So guess what? We saw that if it holds below this level, that 166.52, now we could do the other way around, right? We could rotate it coming back down, which is, remember, like how the same thing I showed you on major levels, we could see the same drop right here. It's gonna come back, do this, right? Around these dashes. Which were these real solid lines. And those are our targets. Our entries were like below 156, 55. You know, 150 right here. 165.05. Below we go to 164.77. Below that we have nothing in there, so it'll go to 162.20. And then 162.20 to 160.44. So now look how these levels, I found them before, right? So then what? So now yesterday I had explained that if it does go above this level, which I had a solid before, right? If it goes above here and it holds, it's gonna try to come up to reach that major level all the way to the top. And then look what happened. Even looking at the 5 minute, look, after these levels, look at the 5 minute, how it works. A lot of people like using the 5 minute, but look how they all correspond to how they're supposed to. See that? Look, it holds, it goes to the next one, it holds, rejects, comes back. Not too many levels, look, that's all it is. So now right here, as soon as I saw the market, I saw it holding. I thought, okay, if it holds this solid line, which was like this before, right? If it holds here, we're gonna pop up and above 167.47. We could take entry for calls. For me, I was using the 1 minute. I used the 1 minute, and then you can see how the market's gonna open right now. Watch, look how it reacts. So what happened? It held that position, right? It's above it. So I know now that it held above, that means that since buyers were in that area, you can see buyers coming in, buyers coming in, buyers coming in. All this time buyers are holding this position. See, all this time I'm just going based off buyers coming in and sellers coming out. I'm not going into nothing crazy. And since it held, so I'm like, okay, it could probably bounce. A lot of people will get scared that it's gonna drop and they want to get into puts. I will not get into puts because look at the reward ratio that we have compared to the long position from here to there, all the way to our major level, and going into puts. You see, like it could bounce off right there. So I'm not gonna play this. It's actually like, you can make money here. It is a good move, $1 move, but it's like I'd rather just wait. You know, I'd rather wait for that break below that key level and then just dump. Because then after that, I know that for the first time going short or going into puts, we have all the way to this position, right? Where this key level's at. That we found on the 4 hour, the key level on the 4 hour. We have all this to the short side, so I rather prefer this. So I wouldn't even waste my time. But so I wanted the bounce. I wanted to catch the bounce. And look at how the market reacted. Market's about to open, just to show you how the levels work. And just by looking at the 1 minute, you see that? And I found these levels before, just so you guys can see how I got my levels. It held that position. It held that position, and if you have your EMAs, which I'm going to show you now, moving averages, the ones that I use it's the 8 and the 18. You can use the 8 and the 9. Look, I'm gonna put the 8, the 9 and 21. Just so you guys can see it doesn't even matter at the end of the day. 9 and 21, this is a 21 right here. I'm gonna put it yellow. What the fuck? I'll put it yellow. And there you go, look. If you would have waited for an EMA crossover and just by finding these levels that I have, you would have caught it. You would have caught it to break above that 168 and 99. And no matter what time frame, you go to the 1 minute, to the 2 minute, see the 3 minute, the 5 minute. I use the 1. And the entry, my entry, the reason why I get in here is because 1, I noticed that this candle is looking strong. This is a really strong candle. This one's also a really strong candle. You can straight out see it, and it broke above the level here. If you want to fix this one, which let's say you don't have it, you want to fix it and say, okay, something's blocking there, then put it there and look, it'll still be the same. It's not going to be as accurate, but there you go. It bounced off where you want it, and you can enter either above that 169.19. I entered here at this bounce. I entered exactly right in this hammer, and I took the whole trade all the way up because I see nothing that's scaring me. It looks really smooth. And then an extra right here, I was already kind of off. So what I did was that I entered my what was it? My profit target, my stop loss around here, because I already had all this area, right? So my stop loss was below that level, that 170.88. It never hit. It bounced off and it just kept going all the way to the major level. See that? Went straight to the major level. Around here, that's when I started getting out of my position and started rolling over just to see if it holds. And then look what happens. We're straight to the next one. And now that's how the levels work. Look. So now how do I enter puts? Below that major level, that means that it didn't hold. I wanted it to hold, but I noticed that it was below the EMAs. And also something else that I want to teach you guys, that you could also use the stochastic RSI, something that I use. Stochastic RSI, right? You can see momentum is being lost to the downside, so I just waited. Once it's to the top like this, even on the regular RSI, when it's above it, I overbought. Once it goes back in range and it crosses over, you can see momentum slacking. So I saw that it was slacking off. So I had this level already here waiting. I did not enter there for puts. I did not enter here for puts. I waited until the next candle to see what it did, right? Look. This is where I entered. I entered right here for puts. I saw that it was weak and this was showing weakness also. So I got in. Crossovers, look. Being patient. Look how long did I wait for me to enter puts. See that? It was a big whole time. Like almost an hour and 30 minutes just looking at the screen. Almost 2 hours. Patiently waiting to what was gonna happen. I respect my levels and I wait. When it's a routine this area, I don't try to do anything. You could have entered here. You could see another respectful area too. Also right here, 173.85. You're respecting that little range, right? And even so, look, it still works. That's why for me, I don't try to be just sitting down. If I see it, I can already see what's going on. It broke out of here, right? It's bouncing off and then it held, came back up and it rejected. You could also consider this a double top if you know your patterns. Double top here, it came back down and bounced off the major low. Me, I just like waiting. I don't like trying to see what the hell's going on with the market. And look what happened. Came down on this area exactly where we saw the bounce earlier, where buyers were holding it. Sellers came in to show you a rejection off the CMAs and a rejection off that area at 170.34. And even so, if you didn't catch this one, look, this was one entry here. You see, so you'll see that you don't have to be desperate to get in to make money. That was one nice entry. Someone else that would have found my entry was right here, right around there, as soon as it broke below. And the third entry, someone that's probably finding patterns, you know, 3 right there. Obviously they caught the bigger move, right? If they would have held the whole shit. But at the end of the day, you would have been profitable, and that's the whole point of the whole point of the game. You want to find the best quality setups, because at the end of the day, you want to go in heavy and not get scared and just take the whole ride. Because like this would have been a, for them, they probably took like a 60-70% move. From here, probably like a 40. Right here, another 50 to 60%. They held the whole thing 120 or something, right? But not all the time this happens on the market, because this was bullish and we did have a flag here. We did have a flag right there. See what I mean? So whoever took it there, they took it. I wouldn't have taken it because I saw the flag. So you gotta think, especially on this market, you gotta think twice. That's why I have these levels that are more higher, to be able to see what's the price is doing. What is the price telling me? If I see a bull flag, and the reason why I get a bull flag is because of the EMAs. If we're bullish, I'm gonna keep going bullish. I'm gonna go with the trend. If not, then I'm gonna just play with my levels and look what happened. Major level. So now look how these levels work. Oh shit, why are we metal? So now look how these levels work, right? Even on the 5 minute. Watch this. I'm gonna fast forward to today. Look how those levels are fucking being respected. See that? They're being respected at all times. Look, we're gonna watch it. And this is what I told everyone on YouTube, that if we break below that 170.88, that means we're still gonna keep going more down on Facebook. See that? And we kept going more down. And look how these levels still work. Same levels. And I got into calls. Why? Because we're already at a big support. We took this entry here. We sold off here at 168.14. And then now at the end of the day, it started going up. Look, one more bounce. And it went back up. I think back to, where did we go back? Probably 169.23. Hey, see? And that's patient. That's being patient. For me, all I did for me to enter here, I don't see anything, honestly. I only see bounces here. That bounce, look, I took one here. I did my own business. I didn't like anything that I saw, nothing at all. And the stochastics do work for the crossovers, but I really don't use them, especially when it's a choppy market. But you could tell that even when it went below our level, you see the cross first, right? You see the cross area on this side on the stochastics. You see a crossover, and then you see it drop. You wait for a crossover right there, and then price action also. Reading price action, you could see it. You could go in and come out. But I'm trying to show you guys what the levels do. I don't want to get too into detail with stochastics, but if you know how to use it, then be my guest and use it. Try it out. But wait for it also. Wait for confirmation. Wait for that key level to break. Wait for that level to break. See, so now, look at where we're at. Look exactly, those levels are not going to be moved, and I'm going to just leave them. I've been doing those levels so many times that I'm just waiting. So now what do you see? Okay, it's on key level. Do you see a bounce tomorrow? Yeah, we could go up. Remember that I said that level 169, 170.88. If it rejects it, it's going to go for puts. And look, we went below for puts. So now what? If it rejects 170.88, remember that level? 170.88, then it's going to come back down again. So you do have, tomorrow we have data, so tomorrow you have to be careful with that range, that level, and have this maybe red. If you want to have it red, have it red. Just know that these are your levels that are coming out. You know, don't go out too crazy. Don't go like overboard and shit, like, oh, what's going on. And that's all basically how I have them. 1 hour I go to the weekly to see the bigger moves, right? Look, demand, supply all the way up there, and these purple lines. And even if we go back in time, look, watch. Give me a ticker if you guys want to. I'll show you guys how this works. Again, we're gonna do everything. Just somebody give me a ticker, and I'll do it, and I'll show you guys how it works. 80 ticker. I'm gonna go back in time, go to the week. I'm gonna do everything what I showed you guys today, and we're gonna fast forward so you can see how those levels are respected. Google. Okay, look. See, this is how I have them. You see that? That's how my levels look. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Google, and then we're gonna choose probably, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, probably like 2 weeks back, around there. Okay, 2 weeks back. We're gonna go to the weekly really fast. See, I'm gonna do this quick as I can. And you could, Google looks super simple. See, so there you go, look. We find this area of demand. You can see it from the back in the days to here, right there, right? So this something that you want to put, depending on you. You could put it like this. Demand, you find the top, resistance, right? Supply here. Supply, I'm putting a supply, which is a bigger resistance on the weekly. There's the weekly level, and then that's basically all you see. And then right here, a little small one, right, green. Why is this red and why is this green? Because above it. Remember what I said earlier, how the shit goes, that it's gonna break. Even if you take this off, just looking at price, this is gonna do this, right? It breaks up, it's gonna do this, right? It's gonna do this, breaks up, it's gonna do this, breaks up, it's gonna do this. That's all the market that's gonna be doing. You just gotta follow what's gonna be in between. If we're missing one, maybe we were. Let's see. Let's find out really close. This little area looks off. Choppy as hell right here, but I guess we could do it. Let's put it there. There you go. That's it. So we're only trading today. So now we're only trading this section right now, right? I don't know where we're in August 8. August 8? Yeah, we're in August. No, July 25th. So we're in July 25th. We see these levels. What's it doing is bouncing off. Buyers are here. Sellers, 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 sellers. So now we go to the daily to see what else we find. We go to daily. Okay, it's below now. So if it holds this area below it, we could get into puts. So now we're going to see what do we find here on the daily. Sometimes this is ugly. You gave me the ugliest sticker. Nice. Good shit. Good shit. Now let's see. The harder the better. So now we go to the major levels. We're gonna signify the hell, the purple one. There you go. Want to see any ugly ass bounces we find, where the buyers are at, coming at. You can see that there's some buyers right around here. Right around here. Pushes up, pushes back up. And then sellers right there. Right? Look, you see the price ranging. See it now. Let me take off the ZMAs. See how it's just ranging. Buyers came in, said it was a resistance. Buyers came in, pushed it up. Buyers held it, pushed it up. Buyers came in. Sellers took over. So now let's fix it a little bit. Probably right there. There's only two major levels. This is ugly. Nice. Next one. Right there. Right. Bounce off, bounce off, bounce off, bounce off. Not that many big levels. Google is the ugliest shit I ever seen. One more here at 121. Actually, no, it's not even it. Right here. That has a bunch of levels, dude. This one there. And this is what I'm finding on the daily, okay? This is what I'm looking at the daily. There's something weird happening here. It's consolidating, you can see it. You see that? It's holding off a weird level. But once it broke out, it was just bouncing off. Okay, so there you go. Those are the ones we find. Now we go to the 4 hour to see how it looks. Look how it looks at the end of the day. Still looks like shit. But look at the candlesticks, how they're actually matching up. Sellers brings it down. It tries to hold. Right now we're right there, right, on this current day, on July 27th. And even before, look, it's bouncing off. Rejection. Bouncing off. Rejection. You see that gap fill? That's the 4 hour, look. ugly candlesticks, but it still matches. Because the wicks are meaning buyers are coming in. That's matching, and this is a good level of demand. So now from right here, you could tell that, okay, on the 4 hour, it's holding off. Right? It's holding off that major level. So now we find our 4 hours. We want to see what the hell's going on the 4 hour. And there you go. We put our levels here. Same thing that I said earlier. You want it a thicker way, there you go, the thickest one. A little bit more dark orange. There you go. Find one there. See that? Holding range, holding range, holding range. Keep it simple. Remember, don't go too crazy. Obviously, this area too. See that? It's bouncing off. Maybe we can move it a little bit more right there to see how it's rejecting this area. Next level right there. One more here. You can see it at this section. This section here. See that? It's all matching. So now to the downside, we find this one there because of this, and it came back up. So now we go back to the 1 hour. What's it doing? So far, you want it to open above that major level to that purple line to go up. On the 1 hour, we do see that the day before, it's really nice. Look, it rejected off of it and it's holding. So it does look bullish because buyers are holding it. You see, buyers are there holding that position. So we want to go back up to that key level. There's really nothing on the fucking 1 hour, honestly. This is ugly. Google is ugly. I don't like Google. So far, it used to be good, but now it's shit. So far, I would leave something like this. Let me see. It's really hard to find it right here. Look. I'll probably just leave it like this, honestly. Leave it like this, and I'll probably just keep this as in mind. This level here. Like that. And the reason why is because this is the level that's actually holding off. See that? That 110.09. This is ugly, bro. Google is ugly. I think this would be good for a swing, not for day trading. Like looking at the bear candles, because like that, look how it moves. So anyways, this still looks bullish just because of the way it is, the way it looks that it held that major level. So now let's check the 5 minute and see, is the market gonna open above it or below it, right? Let's check. Market hasn't opened yet. Okay, it's holding off. It wants to hold off. So what would I do here when I see stuff like this? You would want to wait at least 5 to 10 minutes for the market to react to tell you what's gonna happen. And stays like this is where I want to wait. Okay, so look, market opened. You see what would have happened if market would have opened? You would have thought it was super bullish. Look at this candle. I don't even like Google, I ain't gonna lie. This is a nice entry. I go based on price action. When your price action is basically seeing how it holds the area. 110 is holding really good. That key level is the break. You could have entered here because you know buyers are still holding. On the 1 minute, you probably would have seen it better. I don't think this allows me to go back to the 1 minute. Oh yeah, it does. There you go. Look at the 1 minute. And the 1 minute at the market opens is the best time frame, honestly. And look what happens here. It rejected, right? It broke down. So you could have entered. If you see what I see here, you could have entered on the rejection. It's a really hard explanation to. I'm trying to show you levels, but it's really hard to explain what I see right here. If any of our mentees are here, they know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is really hard to explain what's gonna happen here. If you know, you know it. But you want to wait for that level to break, that major level. Remember, like I said last time, look at the difference from our demand to our precision to supply. We have a little dumb range to go puts. I will not go puts here. No matter how desperate it looks like you want to or anybody wants to, I would too. To take a nice quick trade, I wouldn't have done it because we're really close to where buyers are holding. We are really, really close what's happening here around there. So remember how I said last time on Facebook also, if you're really close, why would you want to get into a little position? Because what if you get trapped and it's going to pull you back up? Just wait, because you will have a bigger move once it breaks below this area. Honestly, you will have a big ass, look at this. And that will be the first time it ever broke our demand level. So you're going to have a big drop. A really big drop. And a smoother drop. Look at this drop. Came back down to key level, came back up. So as of now, I would have just waited. I honestly would have waited on the 1 minute. Like I said, I trade the 1 minute right at the open. If you're not good at trading the 1 minute and you want to check the 5, your entries will be way different than somebody that trades on the 1 minute. That's what I tell everyone when they're asking me what time frame do you use. I use the same levels that I use on any time frame. I don't switch them. I don't go any up or down. The only difference is that your entry and your exit is going to be way different than somebody that trades on the 5. The 1 minute entry for me would have been right exactly here above 108.98. I wouldn't have gotten desperate to get in here because I could see that there's I want to see at least a rejection there. At 108.96, I saw a bullish move right around there, and I'm pretty sure the EMAs are right there. You see? The EMAs are right exactly there. EMA crossover on the 1 minute. You could have taken this all the way to 110.16. Trim there, have some runners, and then that's it. You see, that would have been a nice trade on the 1 minute. So far, if you're looking at the 5, what I do tell everyone is the hammer. Hammer's a really good move to show you there's buyers, and especially off an EMA. Look at this hammer coming in on the EMA. Your entry would have been way smoother. I still would have gotten in here. Honestly, I wouldn't give a shit. I would have entered right here. But you could have waited, be patient. You see a hammer come in here, and it would have popped up. Just know that your entry to exit will be below that 110.15, which is a lot of people can't do that. They go red and you get out. If you're having that issue, try to play with one contract. Try this with one contract and see how it works. Okay, so look what happens. It broke up. It's already going good. We're at 110, 111, 12. You notice that it rejected there, right? It rejected there a couple times already. So maybe you want to take profits or have a stop loss probably below here, that 110.73. That's why for me, I always have stop losses. Every trade that I take, I want to have a stop loss. You see, re-enter meta 172.5 at 0.36, stop loss at 1.30. Basically, I'm good putting a stop loss at the candle closure below, which is going to be below this candle. See, and that's it. If I see this shit coming in, I'll probably start taking profits and leave one runner. If it stops me out, it stops me out on the last runner. But I want to get profits because I already entered here, right? I entered at this hammer. From here to there, that's $1.50. Which is, usually Delta, they have good Delta on Google. Probably like a 30.32, which is $32 per dollar. So if you have 5 contracts here, you would have made 115 bucks. Right? So then now what do you do here? You wait patiently to see what's going on. You want to wait patiently. At the end, what did it do? It hold this level and expected to go up. Let's see that again. Re-entry number 2. Why would I enter here? Because I see that it held. It came back inside this level. It came really back inside. Google is disgusting. That's all I gotta say. The 5 minute on Google price action is ugly. See what I mean by the bigger time frame on Google? It looks way better. Price action on Google for a swing or a longer trade looks way better than on the 5 minute. Because of the way the candlestick looked. So now look how those levels work. So we're gonna fast forward and see how those levels that we did look. You see? Broke this key level and it went straight to what? 113.12. Because that was an empty space that I found on the 1 hour. Look how they work now. Now let's see how Google reacts to the whole market. Let's see. Let's see that. Smooth. Ugly though. I don't like Google, honestly. Yeah, look, those levels, how they work. Look at those levels. If it holds this purple, it's gonna send it all the way to 118. If it goes below, it's gonna drop nasty. See, look, a lot of good demand. So I basically wait when I enter my trades. I wait for those levels to come in. There's easier ways to trade. Obviously, you have to use other stuff, but I do use price action and the EMA crossovers. Sometimes the EMA crossovers. But look how it's reacting. This is extremely bullish right here. This day also. As soon as it broke that level, I was extremely bullish. So at the end of the day, look at Google. It's still going. It's reacting to all the levels. Let's see for today. Where are we today? Look at where we're at. This is today. We're back to normal. So now what do you see on Google here? Just by seeing Google, the levels are looking a little off now. They're changing. The levels are changing because we're chopping around this area. This big level that there's nothing in between there. This is a chop zone, 118 to 115.34. If it breaks 118.16, I'll take calls. If it breaks below 115.34, we take puts. How do we know the chop zone? Because we didn't have anything here. The only thing that actually developed now different was this little area right there. Something new here. That's because we're trading on a range, and then there's we have RZ data coming out, and this is something that you got to realize also. When you see something like this for 2 days and put the level, and now you know 118.16 to 119.82, 116.17 to 115.34. It breaks below here, we're gonna dump all the way to 113. But Google is ugly. I hate Google's price action. Even my phone started reacting to that. So you see, there you go. Those are basically the levels that I use. Super simple, not too crazy. Basically, yeah. And if not, just do what I do. You want all these white, put them white. Everything white, just so you know that those are big levels. That's how I have it. I really just have them all like this, look. I'm gonna show you again. One more time, weekly. Delete everything, delete indicators, delete everything. I don't want nothing here. And this is exactly my way of doing it. That's more for beginners. The way you color code it, which is way better for me. I just do this. I just find the levels, what I need to. Weekly, go to the daily. I'll see the same ones that I found. Right there, right there, right here, there, right there. Go to the 4 hour, and the key level here, key level there, key level here, key level there. You see that? And I just have it like this. So when I go to the 5 minute, I'm able to see all this shit. That's the only level that I have. That's how I'm able to trade the market how I'm supposed to. I can either scalp or do a 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute. I really don't care what I use, depending on the price action. If I see the price action dumb, then I'm not gonna get in on the 1 minute. But I do love scalping. That's my thing. I love to scalp. I don't like staring at the screen for like a whole fucking hour. And I want to do my own thing. If I'm gonna make 5K, I'm gonna do it in the morning and I'm done. You know, I could, and obviously on the Discord I do have to wait longer, so I do trade on the 5 minute mostly and wait for a price action to tell me what's gonna happen. Besides that, I do put the EMAs that I told you, 921, the basics, and I use another one also, but I can't tell you that one. But yeah, just look how the price reacted. So depending on you guys, I already told you guys what I did. I'm gonna show you an example really fast for this ends, because I do have a class coming up right now in a bit at 4. Let me show you guys a screenshot of this. Hold on, let me give you guys a level. Let me see right there. So these are the way that I chart. This is exactly the way that the fuck. Oh, there we go. This is a. You guys want to screenshot this? This is what I use. I stopped using the micro targets. I only use up to the 1 hour. The 15 minutes, that's for scalping. 15 and 5 minutes I use for scalping, and the rest is just that. But honestly, I don't really have the 15 or 5. I only use the 1. You guys want to copy this, screenshot it, whatever, it's up to you. That's basically how I chart. I do use the trend line for support and resistance, but I'm just showing you guys level here, the levels, because it is a really long class if I have to go over all of that. Just show you guys how the levels work and the reason why I use levels. That's all I care about, levels. Like how I did those swings, the 1,000 profit target. What the hell? Which one was it? I think on my Discord. Was it Walmart? Oh yeah, it was Walmart. Walmart was a big move. We took the whole drop on Walmart. No trimming. So I do scalp in the mornings. That's what I do. I scalp in the mornings because I want it quick. For people that are trying to get into scalps, I try to call them out as fast as I can. Use the 1 minute, 30 seconds minimum. And then I scalp because people gotta go to work. So there you go. You know, I do that for them. I used to work a lot, so I love scalping. I was mastered at scalping. I got taught to scalp, so I could scalp in 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. I could go in and out. It took me a while to realize how to do the bigger time frames, and now that's what I do on the Discord. I do wait for bigger time frames to catch the whole move from here to here, from 116.91 to 115, and I just keep doing that. And if you guys want to practice that, you guys can practice it on the 15 minute time frame. Look at how the market reacts, look for price action, and that will give you a bigger move to the downside. And just keep looking at your charts, don't look at your profits, because if you look at your profit, you're gonna get that little urge of getting out of your trade. I usually use the 30 minute or the 15 minute. Besides that, the 1 minute is my main usage, especially at the mornings. That's why I caught those SPX puts. My Discord, fucking almost 1,000% on those. And that was all through the 1 minute, not through the 5 or the 15. It was all through the 1. And that's because I respected my levels. And yeah, how does my chart look like? My chart basically looks like this. I don't know what the fuck I've been here. I don't know, it's just so big. This is my basic charting. This EMA allows me to see if it's bearish or bullish. So whenever it goes below it, I'm in for puts. I don't look for calls. And I hold the whole way. I caught Tesla yesterday with that same EMA. See that it crossed over on the 15? I took it. There you go. Walmart, same bullshit. I took it from right at this entry. This was a fucking good ass move. Rejected that EMA, fell down all the way. So now just by me looking at this EMA, I could tell you that on SPY, we still want to reject this one for 12.24. So I didn't call out any calls, nothing else. Meta, I'm still chilling right here waiting for it, right? But on the 1 hour, that's the only reason why I called out a call. On the 1 hour, it's bouncing off this EMA, which it has been doing for the past, what, week, 3 days. So that's why I took calls. What?
That's the 9 right there?
This yellow one?
Yeah.
Oh, nah, is the magic. The magic EMA, bro. Now the 9 is the cloud. I do use the cloud as the 9 for 21. Which if you guys do want that one, it's simple. You guys use trading view, just go to the moving average color direction detection, and then that's all it is. It's just basically a cloud of the 9 and 21. If you guys don't want to have the whole lines on it, right? So this will be it. Like the 9 is obviously there and the 21. So it's up to you guys. You guys can even change it to the SMA and have different varieties. You see how it changes the direction of the cloud? The EMA, SMA, smooth moving average, the DMA, TMA. The whole moving average used to be a good one that I used to use, but it looks weird here. So you can put whatever you guys want. You guys can even put the bigger time frame if you guys want, like the 55 or the 50. I used to use the 57. The 57 with the 100. And you can see if it's bearish or bullish. Or the 9 EMA with the 21 also bearish or bullish. You could switch it. It's up to you guys. And the way that I have it set up is just basically I have the 9 and 21. I have these EMAs, the lines of the EMA. I don't have them there, so I have them like this, and the plots in the background I just have it really light, really super extremely light for me to see what's going on, right? So basically I don't go puts on anything unless it goes below that EMA, especially on the 4 hour. If it's above it, I'm just waiting for pullbacks. So far right now, look, we're in between the key levels of 169 and 167. It's right in between, so it's going to be chopping around. Pretty sure SPY's in the same position. You see? SPY's already below it. So if it does break below, look how that EMA reacts to it. Well, it's the same bullshit EMA. I'm just showing you on the 4 hour. Look on the 4 hour, when it drops, it just goes, when it goes below it and it holds, it just tends to know that you're bearish. That's using the 4 hour to identify what's going to happen next. The 1 hour is more a little bit there. Look, SPY looks a little like, okay. I'm just waiting to see what happens here. I'm waiting for that rejection at that 412. Tomorrow we right here, we're gonna go down again. We're gonna go down, and especially when the news come up, and I see some candle coming up here at 409.64, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get in. We'll probably come back down all the way to retrace what happened the whole 2 weeks ago, which is back to 405.31. You could get a swing here. Super safe as way. Get a swing for at least like a week out, 2 weeks out, maybe max a month. But I am gonna look for a swing all the way here to 390.45. Super on a small account, and look how SPY is respecting the levels. That's all I use, that cloud and the other EMA. That's basically all you need. Just then the key levels is wait for levels to break. On the depending on your time frame, 5 minute, 15 minute. I use the 1 minute, like I said. I use the 1 minute. 1 minute works also. I love the 1 minute. It's my favorite. Even on choppy days, I love the 1 minute even more when it's choppy, because they tend to have bigger moves. But yeah, look how it works, and it changes color for you, so you can know that it's bearish. And at least you can still see the candles. I want to see the candles. Besides that, yeah, that's basically it. Look, just holding off. That's the EMA cloud that I use. There is a cloud that I could give you guys, but I don't recommend it. It's when it's choppy, it doesn't work. On the indicators for this one, you could use EMA cross. This is something, some shit I used to use when I started. You could use the EMA, what is it? EMA cross? I forgot the name of it. This one right here, look. EMA crossover, right? So it shows arrows. Oh no, it's not even it. What the hell? They took it off. Hold on, I had a different one that I found on this one. So EMA crossing, there you go. EMA crossing by Trader's Corner. So when you activate this one, it allows you to see the reactions of the candles, right? So you could go to the 5 minute, right? Let's say use the 5 minute, or even the 15 minute. The 15 minute on SPY, it'll tell you your entry and then exit. But the way that this is giving you signals is by finding the EMA periods, the crossovers basically. So you have the 9 here and the 21. So every time it tends to cross, you could take off these levels. so you won't have the lines anymore. And look, when it crosses above that cloud or below it, it'll just show you the direction that it's gonna go. See that? If you want it super simple, that's how it is. But the thing is that this shit doesn't work. It works good, but it waits for the cross. You get me? So you can see here, I went up, it shows you to hold, but once it goes below, since you're not having a direction, it tells you that signal to drop below. And it's not gonna tell you to exit until it crosses above the cloud, which is all over here. This is good. This strategy is really, really good, honestly, for a long-term account where you're doing shares, because I still buy shares. I'm lucky enough to be able to buy shares of SPY and still trade it with shares, you know. I was playing AMD with shares. I hated AMD, especially right now. I was playing AMD with shares and contracts on the Discord, but mostly shares. But if you buy shares, this is really helpful. You could literally just go to sleep or even just look at your phone, and as soon as you see a crossover, just get out. Because we're not playing with IV or nothing, we're just letting it do what it wants. But yeah, that's, if you guys want to use that, you could use that. You could fix it up. If you guys want, you could tweak it around. I don't use this anymore. I did used to have the 5 and the 7, but it's a lot of signals when it's choppy. You see that? It's a lot of signals around there when it's chopping around. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but I do like it though. That's about it. There's nothing really else to see. Just those levels. I'm gonna put this video up on YouTube so you guys can see it. I showed you guys the way I chart it. There's a lot more besides the charting. I do use something else, but yeah, this is one of the key things that I do use on my phone. Today I traded off my phone. All of these were traded off my phone. I wasn't even home. I was using all these off my phone. Look, everything was on my phone. I try to keep up with whatever it is, just on my phone. Literally, I was in the gym yesterday also. All these everything that I'm calling out is all through. Look, I played fucking Facebook twice already for the whole week. Just like how I did on AMD. I know Dion, so yeah, Dion is one of my mentees. I know Dion saw how I took AMD the whole fucking, like 2 weeks straight. We were playing AMD and she was making shitload of percentages. But yeah, this is basically yeah, we trade off all this off to the phone. Honestly, I'm not on my computer. When I see price action ugly, I'm not even on my computer. I trade off my phone. I enter and execute off my phone. And when I'm on the computer, like right now, I just do it here and that's it. I just have my levels. Literally tomorrow, I just want to see what CPI data comes in. If I see that SPY is rejecting that forward, if it bounces, if it actually comes back inside that 414.08, you can straight out tell that it was a rejection area. So you can have this red and that's it. Just basically wait. I'm gonna wait for it. And then tomorrow with CPI, big reactions is gonna cost you a big move. This is coming up for a big move and it's losing momentum because it's not creating no higher highs anymore. It's just staying there. Just know a big move is gonna come tomorrow. And if it's not tomorrow, usually it takes a day for it to happen. If we do get a pump and we do not pass that demand zone, I'm gonna be buying puts. That's exactly how I've been trading for the past fucking, I don't know what, a year and a half. And I've been green every trade, so I really don't care. The fucking small account that we traded, it's already back. It's already at 7K again, and I just started it. Just started at 3K. So, and market is ugly too. Just to tell you that, market is ugly. Does whatever it wants, but that's what it is. Start off on the weekly, go to the daily, the 4 hour, and then the 1 hour, and that's it. Fuck the rest. The rest is it is what it is. SPY tomorrow, just be careful over that 414.08. It's a critical area, really critical area. I still see it coming more down, but like I said, I can't tell you shit now because CPI does whatever it wants. The market does what it wants to, and so far it's just holding off this whole big ass area right here. Straight out to it right there. This whole section. Just waiting there. Meta is the one that I do like, especially where we're at right now. Yeah, Meta at 166. Fuck, man, I wanted to swing it, but I fucking hate that data release. This is where we called it out. Look, 166 to 168.10, and then right here again. I was asleep. Honestly, I went to sleep. I was knocking out right here, and they went back up to 169. Nvidia also, they passed the chip, the microchip bullshit. Actually, let's check this. Let's check Nvidia really fast. They passed the microchip crap, right? Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see if it's actually gonna react or it's gonna sell the rumor. Sell the news, my bad. Let's see. Really quick. Weekly again. Major level. Major level here, here, here. Okay, we go to the daily. I see one more there. Here. 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 It's really quick. 4 hour. Key level. See, I'm just finding level that I find so fast. Let's see what Nvidia is doing. Look, Nvidia broke around that area today. That 174. Bounced off here. Okay, so now let's see what we got there. Probably we missed it on the 1 hour. Let's see on the 1 hour, what do we have? This was the area that broke down. Change this color. Gotta be really critical. We're really below here. We're really close to that major level now. Right, okay, so now let's see. Break above here. Yeah, that's our entry. We want to go above it. Honestly, fuck that. I'm not gonna have that one. I'm gonna wait above that 174.16. 174.16. We come back to 178.47. And it doesn't look that bad, honestly. It could still go up. This was just because of the news that came out. I don't know what the fuck happened there. But now there you go. Above 175, 174.07. If it continues with this momentum, which created at the end of the day, which is a little bullish, not too bad. It's still bullish on the bigger time frame. So we could still pop up. I would expect it to hold that 168.02. If we have bad CPI data, or if you see the market pumping on futures overnight, just expect it to hit that 174. But I will not enter any calls until probably that 182.14. I'll keep it slow on Nvidia. This will be my target, my entry. I want to sleep on it because I know if it does have good news, as soon as it breaks here, it's gonna try to come back all the way to 194. Full port again, bullshit, yeah. But just keep an eye on this range. These are the levels: 174.07, 178.47, 168.02, 164.13, and 159.21. Wait for price action. I got the EMAs. I cannot tell you anything right now besides just to wait for those levels, because CPI could just screw me over. You know, I could tell you this and that, this and that, and this, and the CPI comes in, and whoever was bullish, they were bullish, whoever was bearish, they were right. At the end of the day, everybody was right, because in CPI, nobody knows what the hell. The same thing with earnings. I knew it was gonna go green. Yeah, right. Nobody knows nothing. They all say that, but everybody's scared of full port. I'm not. If I see something I like, I'm gonna fucking go in. And I told all my mentees the same thing. Why are you gonna pussy out if you say you're right? You know? If I see it, I'm gonna go in. But so far, I don't not see anything here. Just know that if I do see something that I like, I do go in crazy and I do not hold back. You guys have seen my post, 30 contracts, 40 contracts. This is what it is. Like, I go into what I like, and that's what I like trading. Just know that my stop losses are I'm really good at having stop losses. Just so you know, if I get in, look at this stop loss, so you guys can see what happened here. Like today, I entered Meta at 1.36. My stop loss was only $6 per contract. And this was Meta, and I did tell everyone that we're gonna be a little choppy, so that we just made a $30 move, 20 something dollar move. But with 30 contracts, that's at least $700. And that's it. That's basically it. When you start noticing how to use these levels and how to chart really good, trust me, you always be green. Just be patient. Be patient. Let the trade come to you. Right here, all I'm gonna do here is let this shit come to me. I'm not gonna play around this area. And though I did see this bounce here, I should have gotten in. Like I said, I was not paying attention to none of this. I didn't care about the charts today. I was just looking at what it is. If I see that it's rejecting, and here's another thing, what I mean by price action is by seeing what the candle is gonna do. If I see that the candle is rejecting around this area, and I see that it's doing it twice, I'm going for puts. Am I gonna hold? Yeah. Am I gonna get out? No, because it has a high chance that it's gonna come back to 168.26. Why do I say a high chance? It's because it is rejecting one time for the look at this big move, and then the second time usually is more aggressive when it touches twice for rejection. That means this will become a really solid level, so I could expect it to drop at least back either more than half a percentage of that, of the level of the key levels, and come back here. That's when you start trimming your areas. But look at how I have it, especially on the 5 minute. I don't even know I'm in the 15 minute, but on the 5 minute you can see it on this area. I didn't call it out because I was looking on Facebook, but I did have the NVIDIA bear flag here at the bear flag, and it entered, and look how it was slow. Today was slow, and look at the bear flag that came in and it dropped down. So I don't have no any other levels in between, because all I do is let the market tell me what's gonna happen. Waiting for the bear flag. And why is it a bear flag? Because it's below the EMA, so I'm gonna be bearish. I'm gonna be bearish and just create what I see and what I find. Obviously chopped out here. The best entry would around here would have been this section. I would not enter there. I would enter here. Would I enter heavy? Yes. My mentees know why. Why I would enter heavy here. This is a super nice move to go to shit. This tells me already that it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop. There's no way. This will be my entry. Whatever contracts 30, 40, 50, 60, I'm gonna go in. That's it. And I'm gonna hold it till it hits that 168. Didn't catch it. It is what it is. And I do it live from my Discord. What the fuck is ringing? I think SPY dropped. Yeah, SPY is dropping a little bit. Futures. Ew, the fuck, futures are ugly. But yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I wanted to show you guys today. Fucking have a class in 10 minutes. But yeah, that's it. Just watch out for SPY tomorrow, 414.08. You want price action? How to read price action? Yeah, just look into that. I just wanted to show you guys the levels. Remember, risk management. Whenever you find the level, also, this is where everybody fucks up. A lot of traders mess up right here, and I know that for a fact. I used to fuck up there too. When you see a level here, especially the level that I taught you guys today, if you see it go below, depending on if you're going YOLO on that shit and going all crazy, have your stop loss so tight, so that way if you do have a 5K account and you drop full port or even half of the port of it, and it doesn't go your way, you're only gonna lose like $100 here or 200, which is nothing compared to if you're trying to lose, if you're risking $3,000. If it goes your way, it's gonna go your way, and it's just gonna hit straight green. If you have a really minimal contracts, which is one, if you want to practice whatever you learned today, you want to practice it, do one contract and look at how it reacts. Look at how candles are reading. Look at exactly how the EMAs are working with you. If you use EMAs, I have nothing against them. I use them too when I want to, not all the time. I forget to turn them on, so mostly I just have it empty. I have an empty chart. So just have one contract and read the price. Don't get desperate of trying to making $1,000 in one trade. If the reason why the market is doing you, screwing you over, is because of your emotions. If you have no emotions when you're trading with that money, Nothing happens. You're gonna cry over $1,000, but you will not cry over 10. You know, and you will not get desperate like, oh shit, I'm losing $10. Like, nah, it's cool. Figure it out. Use the levels. Figure out what's going on, and then the more you do it, the more easier it's gonna be. Same thing what I did here. I went back in time to show you how the levels worked. They all work perfectly. It's just how are your entries? Are your entries gonna be bad? Are you gonna enter before because you think it's gonna go, or because you know it's gonna go? Same thing I told my mentees. You gotta know, not gotta think. Okay, it's gonna drop. Why? Tell me why is it gonna go drop? If you tell me why, I'm gonna get in. See, if I get in, not because because look at this, nah, bullshit. I get in because, and I always tell them to explain, and they know why. Dion, I know you here. Don't I always tell you to explain why you get in and out? I know he's here. Yeah, I see him. Yup. And he's been profiting good too. And he gets in whenever he sees it. You see, like I don't want people to getting in because you think. It's like, watch the price action, see how levels are reacting to whatever you want. And wait. Yup. Wait for the candle closure. That's it. Wait for candle to close, and that's how your patience is gonna come in. If you don't, that's one tip I could give you guys. On the 5 minute, if you think the 5 minute is too much for you, go to the 15 minute and wait for the candle to close. Literally wait for it. Look, I have a timer here. Look, 0.039 seconds left. Wait for the candle to close, and it's gonna tell you what the next candle is gonna be. I could predict to you and tell you what's the next candle when I see what I want to see. Red, green, red, green. Okay, we're gonna get 2 green ones and 1 red one, and there you go. 2 green ones, 1 red one. So I wait for it. This is all an algorithm. You know how to play a fucking video game, you know how to play this. Just this is money wise, you know, that's all it is. Money wise news, especially now you got to know what's going on overall. The hammer is one of the best ones that I use, that I tell everyone to use. The hammer, especially on the 15 minute. Try it out. Try the hammer on the 15 minute and you see what it does. Especially on a bounce on the EMA. It's a for sure 97% you're gonna get green. At least 30%. You want 100, it has to be a lucky day. But 30% at least you'll get it, and that's all you need. You full point it 30% all the time, you're set. You don't need nothing else. That's a little cheat code for you guys. Use the hammer on the 15. You're done. You're done for the day. Anywhere, at any point. I'm gonna show you how this works. Also inverted. How I caught Tesla. This is where I caught it. I saw my EMA crossover. I waited for the bounce. You can see the inverted on the 15 minute. There you go. Closed, came in, late. SPX, this is the day we caught SPX. Fucking almost 1000% move. What the fuck is it at? That's a big drop. It was right here, look. I can't even see. I don't remember what day it was. It was Friday, August. It was Friday the 5th. It was right here. I think it was on the 1 minute where I saw it. Yeah, right here. It was right here. So what I saw, that there was a gap, right? It came back up. Right there, I see the whole gap. As soon as I saw the 1 minute, I saw that rejection of so many hammers coming in inverted. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go in, and it just flushed. And then the entry, I called the one entry here. The best entry was right around here. Same thing, look, you see inverted hammer. Hammer there, look, up, down, up, up, up. Just know that when you do it on the 1 minute, just know that on the 1 minute, it sucks. Just use the hammer on the 15 and it helps. On the 1 minute, just know that you gotta hold it a little bit longer. A little bit longer on the 1 minute. I mean, my bad. A little bit. You hold less on the 1 minute because it's a 1 minute time frame. On the 15 minute, it's a little bit more of a hold, and you can see how they react. Just look at any fucking hammer. Look, you guys want to see? That ain't bullshitting. 15-minute, right? Any fucking time. No charts, no nothing, no indicators, nothing. You see one here bouncing off probably the EMA. Moving average, like there you go. Bouncing off the EMA. Gets your hammer, you get at least 2 to 3 green candles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's see another one. This one is not a hammer. Let's see another one. Pull back. There you go. Another one there. But you want it more to the bounce. You gotta be really careful. Watch. There's the bounces. Above the EMA. When it's reversed, you want to get an inverted hammer. Hammer there, came back up. 15-minute, this is the closure of the candle. 41.25 goes to 41.34. Hammer there also. I'm pretty sure there was something happening on the supply. There you go. Demand right there. Demand, and then there was a hammer. See what I mean? So if you find one on the EMA, you could take one. You find one on demand or your key level, you could take one also. You could see how there's another key level here. And there goes your hammer. There goes your hammer. It usually gives you 3 to 2 candles after. Rejections, stupid shit, stupid chart. Stupid chart. This is ugly, right? I ain't gonna lie, this is ugly. I don't know what the fuck happened here. There's some other variations of candlestick patterns that I know, but it already told me here. Just look for those hammers. Hammer basically is this. Obviously you should know what it is. Hammer, wick, oh the wick. But yeah, I'm gonna have this on YouTube. It's gonna be a fucking long ass video. Really long, but I'm gonna show you guys again the way that I chart. Like I said, the 1 hour and 15-minute, I usually use the 1 hour. 15-minute is if you want to scalp, and the 5-minute. Gonna post this up on, actually it's gonna be a private link, so I'm gonna set it up on the Instagram, and just click on it and it's gonna send you straight to it. Just know it's a long ass video, so yeah, it's like probably like a 2-hour class, and it was supposed to be a fucking 30-minute. But yeah, try to look at this, look at how the levels are, and yeah, you know, like it's gonna be a 2-hour class. Just be ready. Be ready to have a little coffee there and seeing all this video, because it is long. Wasn't expecting it to be this long. You guys want me to cover about anything else before I head out? I got like 5 minutes left. Want me to chart something else or no? I really have 5 minutes to go. Want me to rechart something? I'll rechart some shit. GME. I know everybody's been seeing GME now. GME popped like 2 days ago. Yep. Oh shit, it dropped already. Okay. GME, even this shit works for meme stocks. The memes. Ugly ass levels. There you go. Weekly, I'm starting off on the weekly. We go to the daily. Daily, we want to see support. Support there. Rejections off this area. Right there. And then more there. Go to the 4 hour. Perfect. Nice, I like it. Everything's where I want it. You see the back in the day. Key level here. Key level there. A little more to the top side on the 4 hour. And there you go. So above what? Above 40.63, we already see that this major level we can reach all the way to 50.44. We sit on the 4 hour, we go to the 1 hour, maybe we miss something on the 1 hour. Everything looks to perfection, honestly. Really good, nice charting. Doesn't look ugly like Google. Maybe we have this little section here. 40.63, 44.10, 46.70. See that? Just keep it super smooth. And there you go. So now what? We go to the 5 minute. We see, okay. So we see a bullish. Why are we seeing it bullish? We obviously see the trend going higher. We see the trend going way higher. This already is already appearing way higher than how it is. It closed higher than how it was before. Apparently at this point, as of now. Let's fast forward. This is pre-market. If it opens above 40.63, we're able to catch entries for calls. Right, so let's see. It's holding. You see, market's about to open. It's holding around there. Let's see. Boom. You see that? Straight to this target. This is a target you will see probably on the 1 minute. Yeah, you see? Straight on the 1 minute. Went straight to 46.82. It bounced off. 5 minutes still works. Look how these levels react to it. See, it was holding. This is something you guys gotta remember. When it's holding something like this, especially when it's on your key level, just know that if it does break below, it's gonna try to come back down. That's the whole point of the market. Remember I told you in the beginning of the video, it goes up, comes down. The whole market is gonna try to do this, break up, do this, and then just keep doing that. Breaks down, we go straight down that way, and then go lower, and then do this, and do this. You just gotta know the entries is what makes everyone get all nervous and start shaking around, and you get scared because you're like, oh shit, it's doing all this, all this, all this. Like, no, if it's holding, you're good. Don't get out. That's where most of the traders get scared. Every trader. So now look, if it opens below this area, what do you expect to drop? That 44.10 you're expected to drop because you saw that it was a demand area, right? It was a good demand, little demand on the key level. It was holding up, but then almost at the end of the day, it ended up dropping. But it wants to come back in. So you notice that this level is being weird. So maybe you want to be careful if it opens below it. Look, so far it is pre-market. This is my pre-market gray shaded area. And look, if it opens below, we go puts. See? This is the same situation that happened today on Meta. When it opens below this area, you go puts, and look, that's without no EMAs or anything.